Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Denizen Sucks podcast.
Denizen sucks.
We are so grateful to have none other than Alex Turgeon joining us tonight. Hello, Turge.
Hey, Pete. Hey, Dave.
How's it going, Turge?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm not bad.
For the folks watching and listening, Alex is a dear friend of mine, known him a very long time, and was the band's very first lead guitar player and is a phenomenal musician, classically trained, I may say. And Terj, feel free to get into that when we kind of hop through the questions here. But great to have him. And yeah, why don't we start out with Terj? Where are you living these days?
I'm down in Florida. Live in Boynton Beach, which is close to Delray, kind of like right in between West Palm and Fort Lauderdale.
Nice. What is the weather like there right now?
Hot and raining. And when it's not raining, it's hot.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
We're coming to you live here from three different states. I am, again, in Charlotte, North Carolina. Dave, upstate New York.
That's right. Somers, New York, bucolic Somers.
Amazing.
I always like to put a point. You're in a new, relatively new band. Is that right? Snap Hook.
Yeah, that's right. We actually I think we had like 4 rehearsals in the last month, and we just played our first gig. And not totally different than New York music scene where we played.
Right.
This was we have 4 hours to fill, 7 to 11.
Yeah.
So we had to get, like, if I pulled up the set list, we had to put together that many songs in what? I think it was 4 weeks. We had the gig before we had the band. It was like we had a gig, let's get a band.
Yeah.
Well, now I do want to tell the viewers that are watching from home, Turgeon, I don't know if he's still doing this, but had a gig in the front window of a ice cream store in Delray. Right? Is that still going on, Turge?
That's an optional thing. It's almost like a paid rehearsal. It's great. Look, talk about a good situation. You show up with a guitar and a cable and you play whatever you want. It's very loosely 7 to 10, and I would play Wednesday nights. They want to play on weekends too, but I would play Wednesday nights, and I'd play like classical guitar the first like hour and a half, and then I'd just start playing like Jimi Hendrix or classic rock or country, whatever I want, original stuff. The reality is there are cars going by, and 20% of the time there's just like a bunch of kids. It's on the street. So imagine like you're on a road, right? And when you walk by stores, they have the display windows that have like mannequins with clothes on, right?
Right.
Instead of that, it has guitars on the wall and it's a stage. They take the windows out at night.
Right.
And I hop in basically through where the window was, and it's a stage. And they pay me in ice cream and I get the tips.
You get tips in ice cream too. No, it's actually money for tips.
Yeah, I probably end up making like enough money to make it worth my while. Here's the deal. You get enough money to make it pay for my gym membership, which I wouldn't really need if I didn't get paid in ice cream to begin with.
Not bad.
So,
right.
My question is, what's the best flavor there?
Okay, so my wife would tell you that the peanut butter cup is hands down the best flavor there. I get the cookies and cream and coconut combined. Coconut on the bottom. Yeah, and then I get free ice cream whenever it's not like when I play they pay me ice cream. It's like I get free ice cream.
That's phenomenal. But now, well, that is amazing, and I want to bring the sax down next time I'm in Florida to play with you. But I take it your band's gig was not at the ice cream store.
No, that would have been great. That would have been epic, but we also would have gotten some sort of violation for sure.
So tell us about the band. We want to know kind of how you met the folks and all about the first gig and what are you looking forward to?
All right, so here's the deal. I met this guy, Rob, who's a singer at the gym, right? And hashtag the Lab Fitness. That was a great gym. And I met him there, and he was just kind of singing. And I was like, "Oh, you have a pretty good voice." He's like, "Yeah, I sing." I was like, "Well, do you want to play some music sometime?" So I played with him, right? And we kind of hit it off, but honestly, it's such a pain, like, to be in a band. And you guys know, like, it's work, right? And I just don't really care. And then all of a sudden, you start playing music with other people and you're like, oh, wait, this is really fun. There aren't many things in this world more fun than when you really click with people and play with them, right? Like the way we used to click back in the day was like, it was just so great. And
That was a
then,
long time ago, folks.
it was not that long ago. It was a long time ago. So
10
we started
years.
playing music together, right? And then it kind of stopped. We just had nothing we were working towards. We just jammed once or twice and that was it. And then I hit him up maybe like a month to 6 weeks ago, and I said, "Hey, let's like play music again. Let's get together. Let's see if we can do something duo-wise." And the next 2 days later, I went to my buddy's wedding, and he was playing like the happy hour or the cocktail hour at the wedding. I was like, "Oh, okay, I see what's going on here." So he sounded pretty good, and then we got together like the next day and played. Then I don't know, maybe a week later, we played a gig at this place, Johnnie Browns, on the Atlantic Ave, right? Which is literally next to the train track.
Yeah.
Right. So like trains go by. They used to do a thing where it was like every time the train goes by, it's like dollar shots or something.
Wow.
Yeah, and the train goes by all the time.
Is this in Delray or is this up in
Delray
Palm
Beach,
Beach?
yeah. Delray
Okay.
Beach, right on Atlantic Ave. If you go to Delray Beach, Florida, go to Johnnie Browns. You know exactly what it is. If you're our age, you'll be one of the youngest people there. It's great.
Nice.
So we played there just like an acoustic duo. And then, I mean, pretty quickly, when I was loading my gear, I saw this guy I know from this, I belong to a pickleball club or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw this guy who works there, and he's like, "Yo, I see you play music." He's like, "I play music too." And I was like, "Cool." And then the next time I saw him, I was like, "Sorry, you actually play music?" And the way he was talking, he was like understated and seemed like he knew what he was talking about. So I was like, "Well, we're putting a band together. You want to play bass in it?" And he's like, "Yeah, for sure." And then I met the tennis player. I've been playing tennis with him for like probably 5 years, Marcio.
Nice.
So yeah,
What is
and
the
it's just
lineup then?
so Marcio's on drums, Landon plays bass, Rob sings and plays acoustic guitar, and I sing and I play, electric.
And you just do monster 4-hour sets, just crushing like the boss
Oh.
or something.
So far, I mean, we played this place Monday night. We had a lot of people come on Monday night. Like that place was empty when we started. And like by the time we actually took the stage, I mean, it was pretty full. There was no seats left. So
Was there
they-
wire? Was there chicken wire in front of you?
Uh,
that would have been great. No, there's none of that. There's no.
we need a Blues Brothers clip right there. Just to we need to insert that.
You can
Yeah.
put the chicken fire in. But no, it was fun. We had a blast. And I mean, if you look at our set list, we got everything. I got it right here because I'm just doing it. We got like, Learn to Fly by Foo Fighters, Danny California. We
Are
got
you
some Goo
crushing
Goo
that solo at
Dolls.
the end of Danny California? That's one of my
Absolutely, I
favorite
do the solo. Yeah,
That
learn
is
the
one of my
solo.
all-time favorite guitar solos at the end of that tune.
Yeah, man. I had to do probably like.
You hear, I'm sure you do, you hear the Purple Haze in the start of that
Of
solo?
course. Yeah, man. A little. Yeah, he's harkening Jimi Hendrix. So for sure.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
Such homage to Hendrix in that.
Absolutely. And we play Last Dance with Mary Jane, and the beginning is like a homage to Mary Jane's Last Dance by
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty. Yeah, of course,
Right.
Tom Petty. Yeah, so it's a cool little
Nice.
mashup they do, and of course they make it their own. I love the chorus.
I want to jump in actually on that because I just divulged. Yeah, I mean you're the former guitar player, the first lead guitar in Denizen, and I just divulged one of my favorite solos. I wanted to know from the lead guitarist's view, what is the single best guitar solo?
Oof. That's a
You
tough
get one
question.
version. You get one.
Now,
Best
coming out
guitar solo
hot.
ever.
best guitar solo.
Come back to it. If you need
ever.
a minute to think, I'm going to throw it out there.
One of my first thoughts is like Communication Breakdown by Led Zeppelin.
That's
All
a
right.
good one.
All right.
Like almost any, excuse me,
Yeah.
almost anything from Led Zeppelin 1, I'm going to look at and just go like, you got to be kidding me.
Led Zeppelin
You know-
1.
Well, that's off Zeppelin 1. You know what else is an incredible one is Since I've Been Loving You off
Yeah,
Zeppelin
that
3.
came to mind too. Yeah. I mean,
All right.
Jimmy Page is like, did you guys see that Led Zeppelin documentary? I know Pete did. That's a given.
The new one that just came out?
Yes.
No, I didn't see it.
It's worth checking out. I mean, it kind of stops when they get famous.
Yeah, I got to check that out. I started watching it on Netflix.
Yeah, it's great. Like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
they talked about their first show, how they were like playing together, and they were like, this concert bill was like the Yardbirds, and
Right.
like
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are going to see the Yardbirds, and there's videos of the kids are just like,
You know what's funny? I will say about Zeppelin is like it's a very conceptual band for me. Like I definitely respect, like you have to respect the musicianship. It's just, come on. Every single one of those guys was a Jedi Knight of music, obviously.
Yes.
And yet I can't say I'm not like a huge Zeppelin guy. Like I like a couple songs
and that's like
pretty
why,
well, but I'm
and
not
that's like
like,
why we
but
don't
like
get
I
along,
feel like
Dave.
everyone else in our band has been really into Zeppelin, especially the good, like you and Rashid, our current lead guitarist.
Oh yeah,
Both of you love Zeppelin so much. Anyway, I just find that interesting. Can I ask a follow-up to my first question?
yeah.
What makes a great guitar solo? Like, what are you striving for when you're doing a solo, and what do you like in a solo?
So when I think about some of the best solos that I've actually played, like in a live setting,
Yeah.
right? It starts kind of with me, right? But man,
Sorry,
there
what?
has to
What was
be.
that?
I said it's gonna start with me, right? Like if
Right.
it's a good take, that's like a prerequisite. But man, we need some band interaction.
Right.
Like I need to have interaction with the drummer, with the bass player, with the other guitar player, and whatever else we have
Yeah.
going on. Because if I don't, if there's no energy, if there's no buildup, if you're not playing off of me and I'm not playing off of you, I mean, I can play exactly what I want to,
Yeah.
but it's just not going to be that energy that's there. I think it's one of the reasons it's so hard to do like session work
Right.
with an already created track, right?
Yeah,
How do you
100%. Yeah,
replicate
yeah.
that?
Totally. Yeah, on our last project, which I don't think you were on, we did bring in some session people, and I stand by what they did. They were great, but it was interesting because at first, and I think they got there, but I was figuring, these guys are pros. They're going to come in, bam, bam, we're going to get it knocked out. It's very simple lines we have them doing. You remember in Virginia, we had that lap guitarist guy coming, and he was great. I mean, as pro as it gets. But it was interesting that there was like, you sort of in that moment really start to respect how much just like communication there's been in this group for months, and he doesn't know. He's coming in blind, and it really does bring a different vibe. So I think that's such an awesome response. Like when I think of guitar solos, I really think of like the notes and the solos, but that's a really awesome response about like the interaction. I totally agree with that.
And I can
Yeah,
think
I
of
think
certain situations where it's happened, right? Like with you guys, with
Yeah.
Ross on drums, right? Like we've had a lot of takes with Ross on drums, like some of the
Yep.
live stuff. Like, let me show you something cool. I was playing this gig last night, and so I'm doing this, and I realized at the bottom of my thing, I don't know why this is still in.
Oh
yeah.
shit, man. Swift technique. We should have been at the top of that bill, but no, yeah.
That show was awesome, right?
That was awesome. That was a
And
great
funny
show.
story
Yeah,
about
we
Swift
have,
technique. Oh, sorry, Pete's trying to hop in. Yeah.
Well, no, was that the first bowl show? Is that a Wednesday, Tersh?
Wednesday, May 4th.
That was the first
Yep.
bowl show.
Yep.
That was epic.
2006. Oh my God, coming up on 10 years.
And so that show, right? I remember leaving that show, and that was a great time.
That was a good time.
I remember leaving that show and driving back to Philly that night, right? At like 1 or 2 in the morning. And I'm listening to sports radio, WIP.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Fanatic, I forget which one, but I'm listening to it. And as I get back on the turnpike to Philly, a caller calls up to the station, and they're like, "No, we just played a gig at Webster Hall. There's a Swift technique in the house." I'm like, "No
shit,
way."
really?
So then that was
oh.
cool. And then I go to my sister's wedding, right? And she's telling me about the music, and she sends me the band before. And the band's called something completely different, but it's a video of Swift Technique playing. So Swift Technique
Yeah, they were like
rebranded
a
as
Philly
wedding
band, I think.
Yeah, they played my sister's wedding.
That's ridiculous.
I
Yeah.
forgot that. That's
That's
crazy.
ridiculous.
That
That's
was a cool
funny.
little, it was a cool experience.
We did
Tersh.
2 shows with them, if you recall.
I think they knew who we were. I told them about it. I saw
We
them,
did
they're like, oh, yeah, we
Bowery.
remember you guys.
We did Bowery with them.
Bowery the first time we did with them
did.
as well. Yeah.
Tersh, not to go down memory lane too much more here, but was that the show where you had the money from the night's gig and it got locked in your glove compartment?
No, that was our high school reunion we did at the TLA in Philly.
At World Cafe Live.
World Cafe Live. Yeah, the show was state I was in. Yeah, I remember the set started and I was at the bar.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
remember.
please, you got to tell the viewers what happened with the money for the show, if you want to. I think it's a great story.
Well, I mean, I think this is worthwhile. It's so yeah, because I was the one who lived in Philadelphia, everyone else lived in New York. I got the money after the show. I had to go back like 2 days later, 3 days later to get it.
Right.
And it was cash, right? And it was an amount that was enough to call your drug dealer over, right? And I did, and I put it right in my glove compartment. I went to go see whoever that was at that time, and as I got to his house, it became clear that I had to access the money, and the thing was jammed, right? So like the envelope got over the latch mechanism, and what I did was I ripped open the glove compartment and actually physically broke it out of my car. And if you guys don't know this, once you rip it out, it's open, right? It's not like a sealed safe. It's just open. So then I did what I did. I was able to pick up some weed, and then my glove compartment was in my trunk for the rest of the time I had that car.
I also remember seeing it, and like you could see the engine fluid
It was the washer
compartment.
fluid. It was the washer. Yeah, you knew if the washer fluid was low. It was kind of nice. It wasn't nice.
This was a long time ago, folks.
Yeah, I think there wasn't a woman ever in that car again.
Amazing.
That's that's some denizen birth control right there, folks. Yep.
Denizen sucks.
Yeah, denizen sucks. Yeah.
So Tersh,
yeah, go ahead, Pete.
I was just gonna say, going back to your band, I mean, it's awesome. The first gig went well. So, do you have another show lined up? Are you guys thinking about maybe recording, or is this just kind of be a fun side project?
Well, let's just see what happens. We already were offered another gig at that same venue. They loved us. I mean, just because who brings people on a Monday night, right? And we were good. I mean, we had some. I haven't listened to the set yet, but you can just tell. I mean, we were playing well. We were tight, and so we'll see. I mean, I think the deal with Florida is it's seasonal, right? So like, if we can get gigs in, let's say starting 2026, and then really get into the rotation of in-season acts for the following year, that would be good.
Yeah.
These places are probably already booked until January 1st.
Yeah.
But there are cancellations. You can get like the cancellation list. We'll just kind of see.
Yeah.
I mean, this is fun. I mean, I have a job now, a real job. So
Right.
This is just fun now.
Well, it'd be awesome to is the venue, I mean, obviously with Florida and the beach, it'd be awesome to play like an outdoor gig too. And I'm sure there's plenty of those.
This was outdoor. That's where the train comes in. Okay, so get this. Last night, right? We're playing outside. This is the setting. I'm outside. I'm out looking at like the bar and stuff, but it's open, And to the left of me, there's all these homeless guys, like just dancing, like hippie dancing, right? Cool. And they're coming like up on the thing, and like in between songs, they're like, "It's my birthday, bro. It's my birthday. Buy me a drink, man." And I'm like, "All right, cool." And then the train goes by, right? And this is like one of the cool music venues of Delray Beach. And then as we're getting near the end of the show, this guy just starts playing trumpet, like along with us, right? But he's not like bad. He's not like I thought for sure he was crazy or a drunk playing trumpet, right?
Yeah.
But he's good. And I'm singing a song, I forget what we're doing. And I'm like, trumpet solo. We were singing Brown Eyed Girl. And I'm like, trumpet solo. And he starts playing a trumpet
Brown Eyed Girl. That's fucking awesome.
It was cool. And I was like doing like, trading forths, going back and forth with him and stuff.
Nice.
And people in the crowd were like, where is this guy? Because he's like behind the stage in the dark playing trumpet in the alley.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But, sometimes things just fall on your lap and you got to say yes. That guy, afterwards, I was talking to him. He was an orthopedic surgeon. And I was like, why is he hanging out with a bunch of homeless people?
That's another story.
He was like, he's like on Amazon and wrote books. I don't really get it.
Huh.
We're gonna have
Get
to.
him to
That's
the
another
next
story.
show.
We'll have to figure. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna do that, but
Terj, I'm not seeing, it's hard to tell from here, but I'm not really seeing any nylon strings but behind you.
here they
Uh,
don't really work on those holders. The necks are too wide.
yeah. So that's some pretty wonky guitar speak so nylon strings, obviously, to the viewers out there, are for the classical guitar.
Yeah,
Terj,
that one.
why don't you keep the guitar? You feel free to muse if you want. You started as classical, right?
Yeah, I did. I did.
I remember that's
These
the
are so
first
out of
time I
tune.
saw you play with some ridiculous, I want to say like Villalobos or Tarrega or something.
Probably. This thing's probably so out of tune.
And it was
It's gonna be a
completely,
joke.
it blew my mind. And I just wanted to ask you, but feel free to play anything you want, God knows. Give us a little ditty of some kind of classical situation, if you feel like it.
Yeah.
And while you're tuning,
Decent.
or
That's actually
don't
decently
worry
in
about
tune.
it if it's a pain in the ass, don't worry about
I'll
it.
just
But
do it real quick. We'll just do something like, I don't know, like
yeah,
can you hear that okay?
not really.
Not
Unfortunately,
really. It's
I
weird.
think
It's
we have
weird.
the noise. I think we have the music blocking on.
that's all good, man. What I wanted to ask, yeah, we can't hear. Unfortunately,
That's
I
so
can't hear
weird.
that.
That's so weird. It's not coming through.
It does
Yeah.
that always. Yeah, that's why you know, full disclosure, I can play guitar during work meetings and no one can
Yeah,
hear.
I got you. Okay. Yeah, no, we're still figuring out some of the technical aspects of the Zoom podcast. So my apologies there.
You can click, I
That
think
might
it's
be
like
edited
called,
out. Who
there's
knows?
two options. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Dave. There's two options. One is like optimize audio,
Yeah.
and the other one is like there's a button for like musicians.
Well, there you go,
On
viewers.
Zoom.
That's how
Yeah,
you do it. But what I wanted to ask you was, how do you feel as a classical musician in a rock context? Is that a context you sort of prefer? The improvisation? Are you implementing any of your classical stuff consciously into your sort of rock music at all?
It's a great question. I'd say no.
Not really.
I'd say it's like a totally different instrument. Now, some of the technical stuff, like the playing the scales, the techniques, and particularly the way I play electric, right? I play a lot with a pick here,
Yeah.
and I play, with two fingers here, so I can play a lot of stuff, just not like almost just like doing. It's like I have three instruments instead of just one pick.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah, it's
So it
yeah,
kind
a
of
lot
lets
of
me do
right
a lot
hand,
of
a
that
lot of
hybrid
right
picking
hand
stuff.
picking stuff too in the
Yeah,
classical.
and if you,
Yeah.
exactly. And if you just,
Yeah.
if I drop the pick, I
Yeah,
don't
you're
really,
not going into
I
it.
can play faster with my fingers than with a pick
See,
too.
I always
still have-
felt when yeah, go ahead, but
I was just kidding. Do you still have the long fingernails, Tersh? You should show the viewers.
Oh God, yeah, I do.
I always felt when we were playing together because I knew that sixth gear that you have. So when we're playing together, I was always like, this guy must be saying to himself, what a bunch of these guys think they're playing music. Is it like that on your end at all? Or is it like you don't feel like, God, this is, a lot of classical people, I feel like sort of have some disdain for the pop or rock stuff. Do you feel that way at all? Or
No, I mean, there are songs I don't like, just like anybody else, right?
Sure,
Like
yeah,
there are
yeah.
tunes we're playing. I mean, like, who doesn't have some disdain if you've played this song 100 times for Margaritaville, right?
Right.
Like, there are songs where you just go, I don't really want to play this song right now. But as a whole, like, no, I don't feel. I mean, I think it's a different instrument, right? Just like playing bass.
Yeah.
In fact, in a lot of ways, playing bass is more similar to electric guitar than playing electric guitar is similar to classical. It's just
I can
different.
see that.
Um,
Tersh,
you know,
speaking of
so-
that, oh, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
and my other point here is like when you're talking about like, do I feel like that about like disdain in terms of like being above other people because I play classical? Yeah, I always look at being in a band like being on a team, right? And if you're on a
Nice.
team, I mean, like even if you think you're the best offensive player, you're
Yeah.
typically not the best defensive player,
Right.
right? And like even if you're the best defensive player, you might not have the best stamina. Like so, everyone kind of has a role to play, and there's tons of times where I'm in a band where like the answer isn't turn it to 10. The answer is like drop out,
Moving
and
back.
let it
Absolutely.
breathe,
Yeah,
right?
totally. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think that's a mistake. I feel like a lot of like younger bands. I'm sure we were this way too when we were like first starting out. They're like, we got to be everything at 11, totally all the time. That was Pete's. That was Pete's role early on. Harder, everything had to
And
be harder
faster.
and faster.
That's right,
Um,
folks.
that's right. No, that's great. I mean, I guess it's on my mind because I just watched that. I don't know if you've seen that HBO documentary on Billy Joel.
I
Um, he's also like classical guy, but I got the sense throughout, like he stopped writing pop music at a certain point, and then he like released that like Fantasies and Delusions album, which was like a classical music. Like you could tell he really wanted to be a classical musician. Anyway, so I'm
Huh.
glad to hear you like the team playing.
Terj, I do want to ask you, in the vein of, not wanting to listen to Margaritaville for the 10,000th time. What have you been listening to that has gotten that you've been excited about, either new music or old? What have you been listening to recently?
So really recently, right? I'd say in the last year or two, right? Love Chris Stapleton.
Oh yeah,
Chris Stapleton is just where I'm at right now. And I think him, I like
totally.
I mean the
Nice.
song, like What Are You Listening To? First of all, is like he has a lot of songs that are just beautifully written. Something about him, he's written so many songs that
Yeah,
he
he's a
hasn't
great
recorded, but
songwriter.
they were recorded by other
Hmm.
artists. So I
Nice.
mean,
Have
and I
you
feel
seen
like
him
I'm
live yet, Terj?
yeah, twice. And now
I
his
just
tickets are
saw him
getting
live a couple weeks ago at the Garden. He was awesome.
no way.
Yeah, it was
I
awesome.
saw him live in New Hampshire twice,
Yeah,
like at an outdoor venue. But I mean, his tickets are getting crazy because everyone's
they are
catching
so.
on to
Yeah,
him.
we had like nosebleed seats, and they were super pricey.
He's a great example of a guy who plays guitar solos.
Yes, I'm
Where
so impressed. Yeah, no, sorry. Finish your thought. Sorry.
I mean, you were on the same page with this. I guarantee
Yeah.
it. He's playing so within himself,
Uh-huh.
just like what you'd play, like if you had, keys filling in or
Yeah,
whatever it would be. Like he's just playing like the part of the team that needs to be played at that time, and it's so beautiful, and it adds energy or it adds
totally.
emotion. It's really well done.
I'm so impressed, like, because I sing and I play a little rhythm guitar and stuff, but I to solo the way he does and to be so in the zone with that solo, and then to be able to like come back to the lyrics is just it kind of blows my mind. Like that little moment of transition is so easy to get thrown off. I mean, that's why like in normal bands you delegate those roles, but he's doing it all and it's amazing.
I
Uh,
found it a little easier actually now that I'm singing more. Like if I sing the song and I'm playing lead guitar,
yeah.
I mean, if I just get eye contact with the band, it's so much easier to lead them
Yeah.
than it is to like. You don't necessarily have the song can go on as long as it goes, right? For most songs, you have to just kind of be ready to come back in and have the cues. When you're playing lead guitar, the singer's coming in when they're coming in, no matter what, and you get lost in the moment.
Yeah.
That can be a tricky thing, right?
Yeah, totally. I'm glad you brought up Stapleton because, like, he gives me a little hope. I think some of the most interesting stuff happening in, like, somewhat, I don't know if I consider Stapleton to be, like, popular music. He's not like Taylor Swift or something, but, like, I think he's pretty mainstream. You know what I mean? So within the mainstream, I think the most interesting is that country kind of alt country, Tyler Childers, like Sturgill Simpson. Um, anyway, these guys, Stapleton. Um, and it gives me a little hope for like people who play guitar. But I don't know about you. Like, what do you feel about the future of the instrument? Like, has it had its day? Are we like petering out, or like should my kids pick up the guitar?
There are YouTube videos out there of like there's like this 8-year-old Asian kid who's like better guitar than I'm ever gonna be. Like
Sure, yeah,
there's just I think the YouTube and like the shareability platforms out there, there's so much content that
yeah,
like I feel like it isn't anything to be so good at guitar anymore. Like there's just so many
right.
guys who are
That's how I
so
feel. Like, yeah,
you have to have the group with you, you have to have the songwriting, you have to have the voice. I mean, the voice is what it is, right? Let's be realistic.
I'm not necessarily talking about making it. I feel like when we were growing up, there was so like I was sort of bump like Chili Peppers, Pearl Jam, like all these guitar based bands were like forefront of culture. And now I feel like guitar is kind of taking a back seat to your Beyonce's. Taylor Swift plays a little guitar, but it's more about the song and dance thing. And I just am like, I don't know. Is it past is there hope for the future for guitarists like in the mainstream? Stapleton,
Tell
for
you another
example,
guy.
gives me some hope. Is
I'll
it
tell you
still
another guy who gives me
cool to
hope.
play guitar? Is kind of what I'm asking.
I'll tell you one guy is Marcus King. Gives
Yeah,
me a lot of hope. Like Marcus King is on next level,
came
right?
this close to
Good.
opening for him once. It'll happen. Make it
Yeah.
happen, Denizen Sucks audience. Sorry.
Let us know in the comments if you know Marcus King.
But yeah, no, what were you gonna say about Marcus King? Sorry.
He's got the talent, he's got the voice, he's
Yeah,
just
yeah. No,
and
he's
you watch him play, he's got like that country vibe, then he just turns it on and it's like
right.
Skinner's in the house.
Very like
So it's incredible.
Allman Brothers kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The other artist who I really like is Lauren Daigle.
I'm not
She's
familiar.
coming from Lauren Daigle.
Okay.
I don't know her.
Yeah, she's like a Christian artist,
Yeah.
but she's
Okay.
kind of coming. If you Googled her and looked up her songs, you know a few of her songs. She sang,
What type of genre?
it's like Christian music, but it's like bordering almost not like gospel, but like Christian music.
But is
her
it like
voice,
a traditional like rock band?
more or less? Yeah, it's like got a lot of horns, bass. She's from Louisiana, right? So
Okay.
she's got like that New Orleans stuff.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
check her out. There's a few songs where you're just like, she just throws in Jesus, right? If you don't listen to the words, you don't even know. You're like, this is a great song. And then you listen to the words, you're like, oh, that's full on Jesus. Okay. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
and I mean, if you believe, it's even more powerful, right? That's where I'm
Yeah.
at. If you just like the music value, I mean, I think she sang, it wasn't the national anthem at the Super Bowl, but I mean, she performed at the Super Bowl in the last 2 years.
Have you seen her live?
Yeah, I've seen her live once.
Nice.
Her horn section is just ridiculous. I mean, there's just a great band, but her voice is so good.
Yeah.
And she's just
George, I want to leave time for our final question for you, which is, do
Let's
you
hear
have
it.
any fun Denizen stories? Favorite Denizen story from your tenure?
Yeah, or just a great memory from the band.
Yeah, a great memory from the band. I mean, I just feel like that the show we did at the Brooklyn Bowl
Yeah.
was just that was a really good experience overall, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I have, I mean, I'm sober 7 years now, right? And I don't know if I remember much of that show, but I'm glad we have it on video,
Yeah.
right?
We
That
do.
was a great night of music. We got some partying in. We had a good crowd.
Really good crowd. It was a Wednesday night.
It was just, man, we got it on video, and like the videos were good. Like we were rocking that night.
That's
And
when Dave had really long hair too.
Yeah,
You got to bring it back.
I did.
yeah, but Dave
Oh, man.
sounded really good that night too, right?
Yep. I hope so. Yeah. I hope so.
I still think
Got it right.
I still think one of our very best recordings ever is the take we did on Veteran that night.
Yeah.
In terms of just quality.
Yeah, and I have never been happy with that. Like I think that's like the only time I think I've ever been happy with how that song. Like I believe in that song. I think it's a good song, but somehow something's not a lot of the time right with that. But that night was like bullseye, I think. Yeah.
I do have
Yeah,
another
I
story.
agree.
I do have
Kurt?
another story that's more memorable.
Sure.
Okay.
We
There
are.
was that-
We have
there
2
was that
minutes.
night- We got 2 minutes. I'll tell it quick. I assaulted Peter, our saxophone player, Peter Bear.
Oh,
I
Oh,
did get a black eye.
He asked me to sell tickets for a show, and I didn't want to sell tickets for the show, so I hit him, and I got hurt. I like broke my thumb. I got one of those boxer things. I'm not really a good fighter, and I always remember Pete just being like, "You're not staying in my apartment tonight," and I'm like, "Shh, okay." I had to drive back to Philly. I went to the Ardmore Hospital. I got a cast on my arm, and then you guys were like, "You're not missing the show because you're an idiot." So I had to learn how to play all my guitar parts with just these two fingers with a cast on. Right.
Django Reinhardt at Webster Hall.
Basically, and it was my
that's
right
right.
hand.
That's right. It was the Webster Hall Marlin Room show, right?
Yep.
We played some other weird
No, it definitely
like
was that
recorded
Turd.
show like
That was
2 days.
that was another really good show we did, I thought.
Yeah,
The
and I,
Marlin Room was a great show.
That was a great show.
and I
No,
just
you're
remember
right, Church. We played 2 shows.
we played 2 shows, and I had to learn all my guitar parts playing 2 fingers, right? But then and I got good at guitar with just these 2, and then eventually I got to use a guitar pick again, and I was like, "Dang, this is like that's kind of what led to my technique I use now."
Hey man,
Because I use so
Django
much
style.
with my fingers, yeah.
Dude, I
Because
got to
of my
cut you off
face.
before we get cut off, but I'm so glad you brought that because that was my favorite story of your tenure, and I wasn't going to volunteer it, but I'm glad you went there.
Guilty.
Alex Turgeon, thank you so much for being on the Denizen Sucks podcast. We hope you're doing well down there with Snap Hook, and we hope you will, keep us posted on your goings on.
Yeah, Turge, do you have a set date for your next gig?
August 22nd.
Snap Hook.
Where is it?
Johnnie Browns, Delray
Johnnie
Beach.
Browns, August 22nd. Snap Hook. See you later, boys.